Welcome to the Kiva Partner Academy. In this lesson, we will learn how Kiva billing works. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand Kiva's monthly billing calendar, understand when funds are transferred between your organization and Kiva, access account information in Kiva's Partner Admin System, PA2, and access and read statements in PA2. This lesson is intended for the finance manager. You will be responsible for managing cash flows and remitting funds to Kiva as necessary. Therefore, it is important for you to understand how Kiva billing works and how to find billing information in PA2. And the Kiva coordinator. As the main person who will post loans for funding and report repayments, you should also understand how Kiva billing works. First, we will learn about an important concept called net billing. Kiva uses a process called net billing to issue your statement each month. Under net billing, Kiva will not wire you money every time a new loan funds. In turn, you do not need to wire money to Kiva every time a borrower makes a repayment on a loan. Instead, Kiva will issue one statement per month, and only one transfer of funds will take place each month. The balance on the statement will be calculated using the following net billing formula. We take the amount of new funds raised in the previous month and subtract the repayments collected in the previous month to arrive at a net balance. If the net balance is positive, this is the amount that Kiva owes to your organization. If the net balance is negative, this is the amount your organization owes to Kiva. Generally speaking, this means that if your organization raised more funds in the previous month than you collected in repayments, Kiva will send the difference to you. Or, if you collected more repayments than you raised in new funds, you must send the difference to Kiva. Because only one transfer of funds is made per month, this allows your organization and Kiva to work more efficiently and save on wire fees. Here are two examples to further illustrate net billing. Example 1. On January, you raised $100,000 in new funds and collected $70,000 in repayments that you owe to Kiva lenders. Kiva will take the $100,000 that you raised and use $70,000 to send repayments to lenders. Then, Kiva will wire the remaining $30,000 to you by the end of February. Example 2. In January, you raised $70,000 in new funds and collected $100,000 in repayments that you owe to Kiva lenders. Kiva will take the $70,000 that you raised and use it to send repayments to lenders. Then Kiva will invoice you for the remaining $30,000. You must wire the $30,000 to Kiva by the end of February so that Kiva can settle the remaining repayments to lenders. Now that we understand how net billing works, let's review the monthly billing cycle. As we learned earlier in this lesson, Kiva will issue one statement per month. This statement is issued using the following calendar. By the 12th of every month, your organization must report all repayments that were collected as of the last day of the previous month. Refer to Lesson 3.2 for more information about repayment reporting. On the 15th of the month, Kiva will calculate the net balance and email a final statement to your organization. By the end of the month, the balance on the final statement must be settled. Here is a graphic that depicts the billing cycle for a sample month. In January, your organization raises new funds via the loans you post on Kiva's website. At the same time, you collect repayments from borrowers. By February 12th, you must report to Kiva all of the repayments that you collected as of the last day in January. On February 15th, Kiva will calculate the net balance and email a final statement to your organization. And finally, any wire transfers to settle the balance must be made by the end of the month. Because balances must be settled by the end of the month, please act promptly when you receive the final statement on the 15th. If Kiva owes money to your organization, you can expect to receive the funds by the last day of the month. Please contact Kiva if there are any issues receiving funds. If your organization owes money to Kiva, please ensure that you send the wire transfer far enough in advance that the funds will reach Kiva's bank account by the last day of the month. Now that we understand Kiva's billing cycle, let's review the account page in PA2.
Please note that based on the type of partnership you have with Kiva, your organization's PA2 account might display slightly different information than displayed on this page. The functionality described in this section remains the same for all of Kiva's partners.
The account page is where you will go to review statements and other billing information. This video was recorded in Kiva's test system, so please disregard the orange banner at the top.
To log in to PA2, enter your email address and password. When you reach the home page, click the Account tab. At the top of the page, you will see the Performance Summary, which displays important Kiva statistics, including your risk rating on the Kiva website, if applicable, the total amount you have fundraised on the Kiva website, the total amount you have currently outstanding with Kiva, your Kiva delinquency rate, the total amount gained or lost due to currency fluctuation, if applicable, your Kiva default rate and the total amount defaulted, and your journaling rate. You can click the blue links for more information on how these figures are calculated. Next, you will see a link to the preliminary statement. The preliminary statement is an unofficial statement that shows what your balance would be if it were to be calculated using today's transaction data and exchange rate. The preliminary statement is updated every night to reflect any new wire transfers, new funds raised on the previous day, repayments reported on the previous day, and the latest exchange rate. Because the preliminary statement is unofficial, the balance shown is not yet finalized and can still change from one day to the next. On the 15th of the month, the statement is locked and finalized, meaning that the numbers can no longer change. At that point, the statement becomes a final statement, and it moves down into the Account History section. The Account History section contains links to all final statements for the duration of your partnership with Kiva. For each statement, you can see how the ending balance was calculated using the net billing formula. Let's review the full formula now. The ending balance from the previous month becomes a starting balance for the next month. Any amounts that were wired to settle that balance are added or subtracted. Then the new funds raised during the previous month are added in. The repayments reported for the previous month are subtracted. Refunds and adjustments are subtracted if applicable, and you are left with the new ending balance. If the balance is positive, it will be displayed in black text. A positive balance means that Kiva owes this amount to your organization. If the balance is negative, it will be displayed in red text. A negative balance means that this is the amount that you owe to Kiva. Next, let's review the details of a statement. Click the blue link to open the statement for a particular month. At the top of the statement, you will see a balance summary, which displays the net billing formula that was used to calculate the balance. Scrolling down, you will see the details of all transactions that roll up into the balance summary. First, you will see the details of any wire transfers that were made to settle the previous month's balance. Next, you will see a section for adjustments. Adjustments are very rare, so this section will usually be blank. Next, you will see the total raised section. This section contains a list of all the new loans that were 100% funded within the previous month. These are amounts that Kiva owes to your organization. Next, you will see the total repayments section. This section contains a list of all of the repayments that were collected and reported for the previous month. These are amounts that your organization owes to Kiva. Finally, at the bottom of the statement, you will see the total refunds section. This section contains a list of any refunds that were processed within the previous month. Kiva reserves the right to refund any loans that have errors or inaccuracies. When a loan is refunded, Kiva will require you to remit the outstanding balance so that the money can be returned to Kiva lenders. Now, let's scroll back to the top of the statement to review two more useful functions. If you would like to export all statement data into an Excel file, click the Export All to Excel button. And finally, if you would like to generate a simplified PDF invoice, click the Export Statement to PDF button. As a reminder, you will receive an email statement on the 15th of each month, so you only need to click this button if you need a PDF version for some reason.
That brings us to the end of this lesson. You should now be able to understand Kiva's monthly billing calendar, understand when funds are transferred between your organization and Kiva, access account information in Kiva's partner admin system, PA2, and access and read statements in PA2. Thank you for completing this lesson of the Kiva Partner Academy. We hope to see you again soon.